Hello, my beautiful people. I got back into my church music recently. Like, if you guys want to know why, maybe I seemed so positive coming into MULN, and then maybe why I seemed a little bit negative towards later, part of it is because I stopped listening to my church music and I found this other music that was written about me, low key. And when I listen to it, they're obviously singing about God, Jesus, just so many beautiful things. And but it's clearly it just reminds me of my AMC days because that's what they were singing about, and it just brings back old memories and old feelings. And I'm happy being the angry guy too. Don't ever think I'm angry and sad. I'm always happy. But the reason I want to talk about this video right now about MULN, and what I want to talk about MULN is, I've heard the word a lot, and I may have said it once or twice, but I've never put words into it. I've never defined it. I've never perfected it. And it just crossed my head. And it's the way that I've done my whole life. So here's, ask yourself this. If there was a Tesla killer out there, what would that look like? How could Tesla, with so many plants and so many cars and so many fans, and Elon Musk, how could it fail? Here's the answer. First of all, their stock price, the multiplier on their stock price is ridiculous. So most companies are supposed to be valued at 6 times what they earned in profit last year. So if you're basing MULN off of that, then that sucks. But MULN's the best because it's the best stock scenario, best volume, best everything, best signals, best pumpers online, you name it, MULN got it. Best CEO, best technology, best. And so here's the thing that I'm trying to explain why MULN is the Tesla killer. So let's talk about it. So first off, when I graduated high school, I wanted to be a billionaire, nothing else. I said, I will decide what I want to do with my life after I have the money, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get the money. And so, obviously, I heard, like everybody else, billionaires start out door-to-door sales. 18 years old, I moved to Utah, living in a dude's basement, selling direct TV and Dish Network for him. Well, after I did a lot of that and had some pretty good summers, I dabbled in solar, I dabbled in alarm securities. I just wanted to see what was out there, what's going to pay me the biggest dollar for my effort. And all of a sudden I get this opportunity to chase a hailstorm in McAllen, Texas. And so I moved there for 3 or 4 months. And I mean, in the first week I sold 30 jobs, and some of these jobs were $80,000 jobs. And if you know what a storm chaser makes, it's 10% plus some portion of the profit, depending on how much the company provides support for you. And usually it's like 25 to 50% of the profit. And so if you do the math on that, 30 jobs was like $100,000 profit, for the salesman. You still have to stay another month or two to meet the insurance company, sign the contract, pick up the checks, and get the job installed. But outside of those inconveniences, which you can always leave someone behind for, I finally, I'm posting on Facebook, oh, check this out, I'm holding $100,000 in checks, and people are like, dang, bro, is that going in your bank account? I'm like, nah, I'm just a salesman right now. But check this out. So I go and I say, I'm gonna start my own company. 3 months later, and Colorado Springs, you get hits with a huge hailstorm. Never been to Colorado, I don't think, in my life. I just moved there instantly, rent a house instantly. I'm in a hotel for a week until I find a house to rent for 6 months. And yeah, just trying to live the dream. And so here's the thing. I went and I sold, maybe a couple of my brothers followed me, maybe a friend, and we sold, and some cousins, but we sold maybe 70, 80, 90, 100 jobs. And everyone bailed. Like, the money wasn't coming in fast enough. They didn't feel like they could send money home fast enough. Like, they just needed to bring in money, and it wasn't working. So they left me there all alone, and let's just say I decided to quit working. I decided to quit answering my phone. I decided to quit meeting clients, and I didn't pick up checks. I just left it alone. I just couldn't be part of it no more. And I went and lived in the bars, drinking, pretending like I was going to hook up with every girl I saw. Had one girlfriend there. We dated for, I don't know, maybe 6 months. She was cool. She was super cool. Like, there's a lot of ghetto people in Colorado Springs, and she was definitely one of the classier ones, so it was very nice to meet her. What else? So basically I hit rock bottom. I like, first time in my life having kidney stones in Colorado Springs, drinking way too much, all this other garbage. And I basically call home and say, I gotta come home. Like, can I come home? I've messed up. I know I've hurt you guys and lost the family business and money, because like, my dad and my brother are the ones that got licensed in Colorado so I could start my own company. And so I go home, no. So I'm actually extremely motivated at this point. I say, I'm going to come home, I'm going to work, I'm going to do something, I'm going to find something. Well, I'm looking on Craigslist, and I find a life insurance job. So I'm a life insurance agent. I get the software to illustrate, and I maybe sold 1 or 2 contracts, and then I just got stuck on the software. And I wanted to know what the index universal was, why it illustrated 7% returns, what the variable loan was, and how it illustrated making actually 10% returns. And then if that variable loan, because like the way every human being has ever illustrated it, only used the variable loan at retirement, what would happen if I used the variable loan at the start of investing all the way until retirement? And basically it turns into like 15% annual ROI by investing into 1 year options on the SPX, and basically you're buying at the current stock price, and then you're selling $12 above that, $10 above that. Like, it all depends on how much money you have, how they got to work the contracts. But almost always there's like a scenario where they can get your money back and get you a 0 to 12% on the S&P 500. And then if you start using the variable loan, basically you're risking 5% to get 0 to 12% on the S&P 500 at the end of the next 12 months from the time you put in the money, in theory. Maybe a month after that, so 13 months. But point is, nobody understands this like I do. A person in my life thinks they do, and he's a thief and he's garbage, and I hope he repents and comes and says sorry to me someday. But he's also one of the wealthiest people on earth. I guarantee he's got $100 million cash in his bank account today. So he took my information and went and just started selling the product, and so that is what it is. But the point is that when I became a life insurance agent, I didn't want to become the best salesman. I wanted to become the most knowledgeable, so that when I do start selling, I'll know exactly what I'm saying, I know exactly what I'm thinking, and I know exactly why they want it. Well, guess what? It doesn't go, like, I find all the information I need to try to start a business, doesn't work out, so I'm left back to square one. But I'm not really at square one, because I've already started a roofing company and I just wasn't ready for it. And here's the real reason I wasn't ready for it, because I never actually did any roofing. And so I was scared of like bad phone calls. Sometimes installers fuck up and I wasn't prepared for that phone call. And so I go to like rock bottom when my life insurance thing doesn't take off like I thought it would. And I just start doing the worst things. I'm the worst person. Like, just no good's coming from me right now. And my parents, like, I have, like, my family, maybe 10, 20, 30 people, like, have an intervention on me. And I'm like 25 years old, and they say, give us one good reason not to send you to jail. I was like, I don't know, just send me to jail. But I was like, if you want a reason, I'll give you one. And I was like, right now, today, like, I'll get a roofing job. I'll learn how to roof so that one day when I'm good at roofing, I can go and start my own company and actually be successful this time. Something like that. I mean, I probably only just said get a roofing job, but they accepted it. And within a week, I had a roofing job. And within 2 months, I was starting to install, because my dad does 200 roofs a year. So I started installing 1 to 2 to 3 roofs a week, depending on how big they were, and for my dad, and working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, for maybe at least 8 months. And then I hurt my little brother got home from his mission. He broke my ankle playing basketball, and I mean, it was probably just a sprain, but then after that, I basically convinced him to start a roofing company with me, where he's like the bank and he makes sure I don't F up the money, but like, I'm the business owner and I'm the one that knows what's up. And we were definitely successful because of me. And like the first $500,000 to get in the bank was straight because of me. And after that, I stepped off the gas. Still stepped at, like, I would do like 3-month spurts where I was the best worker for the company, but I wouldn't work for the next 3 months after that. I wouldn't say I wouldn't work for the next 3 months. I'd just step it back a little. And so when, like, I just show up when the money got tight and we had to start billing, because we just let the insurance hold on to the money until we figured out the right way to bill them. But basically, because I took a step back from trying to start the roofing company and actually learning how to roof and then starting the roofing company, the next 4 years I did 20 million in revenue. 20 million, no exaggeration. Like, you ain't on my level. And so, never been to college, never did anything stupid, literally just been in my head my whole life, hardly had any friends in my entire life, from elementary school all the way to now. And then I get into stocks. I sell out of my roofing company, I go 100% into stocks, I lose everything, of course. And then once I lose everything, I can finally start studying, because I learned so much, and now I can try to put it together because I'm not distracted by the money no more. And so I put it all together, and then boom, GameStop happens. And so I gotta learn more, and now I'm learning all about stock squeezes, and now I learned about GameStop, I learned about AMC, I learned about BBIG, I learned about all these stocks that like had a story behind it and why they squoze. And now, obviously, there's MULN, but even before MULN, I took it upon myself to demand that I find the answer that makes 5% guaranteed every day in the stock market, no matter what, on your net account balance. And I'm 99% sure I already found it, and just the people I was working with, I couldn't work with no more. And if I ever got to go back to it, I will. But I don't think I need to, so I'm really not that worried about it. And so, let's bring it all the way back. How is MULN the Tesla killer? David Mitchery, the only man to go into EV and do what I did in life insurance, roofing, and stocks. He said, I'm going to gather all the information. I'm going to collect any patents that I can. I'm going to find out the perfect way to put together a car so that once I start selling, I'm always sold out, because everybody wants the next batch. That's the way you start a company. That's the way you make your stock price elevate to levels that defy logic and PE ratio and bullcrap like that. This is it, people. So when they say MULN is a Tesla killer, it is because David Mitchery has been working on this for 14 years, putting the pieces together so that when he comes to market, he dominates it. That's been my plan, every plan I had, even though all of them have basically failed. We're still seeing what MULN does. Like, oh man, the logic is pure. The reasoning is good. It's holy. It's what a good person would do, because like Elon Musk, the reason he's going to fail is because he built an inferior car because he wanted the money. He wanted to see 5 billion coming in a year. He wanted the plants all over the world. But he didn't think about having the best car. I mean, but the problem is he did have the best car when he started, and he got comfortable in it. They may have like brought new models and upgraded certain aspects, But they can't touch what David Mitchery got going on for some reason, and that tells me David Mitchery got real motherfucking patents. Fox News said it. Everybody says David Mitchery got the battery. Even the bears say it. Like the bears say, that, like the people on Twitter saying don't buy MULN. They're all saying that. Oh, read the 8K. It says the stock price probably gonna go down because of this Y Z. And it's like, shut up, bro. Read the 8K from a year ago. It says they got the best battery on the planet by 100% factor of how many charges it can have. That's actually 1,000% factor. And then 100% factor on how many miles it can go per charge. Shut up. We don't give a crap about Bollinger and all the other side-ons. We want the battery and we want the MULN 5RS. Those two things are sold out for the next 5 years. MULN can't build them faster than people want to buy them. Come on, people. MULN is the Tesla killer.